Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season so far. I was tagged by Tiffany at Beautiful by New Shit and the Christmas Carol tag. I personally actually read the Christmas Carol every year. Right now we are listening to the version that is narrated by Jim Dale, who is the voice in the Harry Potter audiobooks, and we love that version. As a family, we're listening to it, so it is a big part of my holiday season every year. This tag was originally created by Lauren Wade, and I'm going to go ahead and get right into the prompts, and I am going to do my best to not talk too much about books that I've already talked about in the past. So we're going to start with question number 1, which is The Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. And I am not going to say any Green Gables or The Secret Garden as much as I want to, because I've said it 100 times. But one that I really loved when I was a little girl was A Girl of the Limberlost by Jean Stratton Porter. We have Elnora, who really wants an education. She wants to learn. She lives by the Limberlost. She's had a hard time in her home, and her childhood, her relationship with her mother is very strained, and she begins to support herself in her education through finding things in nature and selling them. It's a beautiful story about just relationships, overcoming. I just love it so much. Question 2, The Ghost of Christmas Present, a recent book that you think will become one of your all-time favorites. Well, Bethany's bookshelf and I just recently buddy read A Girl Called Samson by Amy Harmon. And this is definitely my favorite historical fiction I've read this year. And it's going into one of my top favorite historical fictions of all time. I loved it. It's about a girl who pulled a little bit of Mulan and pretended to be a man to fight in the Revolutionary War. But just the way that it was written was just so well done, how it did honor to the conversation of who women are, and it still did honor to the protecting of women by men in a way, but questioned how also there could be a controlling element to it. I thought it was really just an interesting book, a beautifully written book, and just such an interesting character. Question number 3, The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, a book coming out next year that you're most excited about. Well, you guys know I love middle grade, and I've enjoyed the Morgan Crow series. So the 4th book in the Morgan Crow series by Jessica Townsend is coming out. This is a fun fantasy about a girl who realizes that she has some powers. One of those books, but I think this one's particularly whimsical. Question 4, Bah Humbug, a book that everyone else loves that you just can't stand. And this one comes to mind. I know not everyone loves this, but I knew nothing about Colleen Hoover, but when I first got in book 2, I kept hearing people talk about Verity, that it was an interesting mystery and had romance elements. But what I did not realize is that this is smutty, and I also just, when I was barely into it, and I just already could not stand the storyline. So Verity by Colleen Hoover. All right. 5, Bob Cratchit, an old dependable that you always recommend. And I talk about this book a lot, so I know I was going to try not to talk about books that I talk about all the time, but one I just seem to consistently recommend is the Green Ember series by S.D. Smith. So much beauty, truth, bunnies that can battle. It's just great. All right. Number 6, Tiny Tim, an underhyped book that you think deserves more attention. And I'm going to say Agnes Grey for this one by Anne Bronte. I think Anne Bronte is, well, I do have to say Jane Eyre is my favorite book by a Bronte sister, and that is by Charlotte Bronte. But I think Anne Bronte in general is my favorite writer of the sisters. And I didn't really, until I came on booktube, hear anyone talk about Agnes Grey. And Agnes, just her moral fiber is just amazing. What she deals with as a nanny to children, and well, how it talks about how she deals with that, and who she is, and just kind of the dark gothic undertones of the story. I just really enjoyed it, and I don't know why it's not a more hyped Bronte sister book. Number 6, Tiny Tim. And oh, I already did Tiny Tim. We're going into 7. Today, why it's Christmas Day. What is a book that always gets you into the Christmas spirit? I do own this book somewhere, but True Gift by Patricia McLaughlin. She's the same author of like Sarah Plain and Tall. I love her writing for children. It's like C.S. Lewis says, if it's a children's book that adults enjoy, it is a good children's book, but I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly how he said that. But this is a book about a brother and a sister, and it just has such a sweet Christmas feel. They're going to Grandma and Grandpa's for Christmas. They always love to go to like the look at the books in the small town of a library, and they're saving up money for presents. But there's a cow that is in danger of being sold, and they love the cow too. So it's just heartwarming. I love it so much. Number 8, The Muppet Christmas Carol, your favorite film adaptation of a book. And oh my gosh, The Muppet Christmas Carol really may be it. I love it so much. It really is true to what Dickens did, you know, in his story. I feel like it's a very good adaptation and so funny. But I don't know. I think if I had to say another one, I really enjoy the 1995 Pride and Prejudice adaptation. So that is the tag, except for tagging people. And I am going to tag the Bethany's Bookshelf and Bethany Brings Books. I'm going to tag Man with a Hat Who Reads. I'm tagging Search of Wonder. And I'm going to tag Candlewick Library. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.